January 6, 2021. Washington, D.C. The U.S. Capitol Building. An event that has been reported on more than any other in modern history. Despite excessive coverage,
They set us up. That's what they did. They set up 64. Oh, absolutely. And then they asked y'all to come 2 hours later.
You know how the saying goes, right? Control the media, control their thoughts, control their mind. Control their healthcare, control their bodies. Do I need to continue? With that being said, we're about to react to January 6th being called a setup, a hoax, a fake, a psyop, all just to get rid of Donald Trump. If you ask me, that little plague pew pew that they was trying to make us get, all of that, I believe all of that was put into place just because the orange man was there. That's it, I'm telling you. With that being said, let's see how this is about to play out. He is about to expose January 6th and the United States Department of Justice. Let's see how this is about to go, baby.
Was obtained from the United States Department of Justice. It contains surveillance video of the Upper West Terrace doors of the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. Just after 2:33 p.m., police officers allow 5 individuals to exit the Capitol through the Upper West Terrace doors.
I don't see no threat there.
At 2:34 p.m., a gentleman holding an American flag catches the door just as the last protester leaves. He turns to the crowd outside and waves towards the door.
Now remember what I said, control the media, control their thoughts. In other words, they just showed us only what they wanted us to see. So this way, we're conditioned to think a specific way. So when they say, you see what went down? Yeah, of course you're going to side with them and say, yeah, those guys were criminals. Those guys were criminals. They deserve to go to jail. But for what? What did they really do? It's what they showed you that made you believe they did something.
At the same time, at 2:34 p.m., a gentleman with a red cap approaches the interior doors. As the police officer notices him, he continues to approach. The police officer holds the door for the protester as he enters the Capitol undeterred.
I don't see any threat. Look, and he opened it back for the other guy to go through.
At 2:35 p.m., a large group enters the interior of the Capitol, police standing at the doors. As a steady stream of protesters enter through the Upper West Terrace doors, they can see police officers standing at the interior doors, allowing people to pass.
Yeah, this is a setup right here. They'll make you believe anything if you can't think critically for yourself. I don't see not one single threat yet. That's a lot of people, though. More officers. Now, if something was going wrong, they would have stopped people from coming in. That's just my assumption.
Around 250 protesters entered the Upper West Terrace doors that day, many of which are charged with felony obstruction for entering a building undiscouraged. At 2:36 p.m., a police officer walks towards the exit against the flow of protesters.
Oh, look at that. He made it easier for them to walk through.
He then
it
turns
like.
around and begins walking with the protesters. He turned his back to them and never took a posture that was defensive or that would indicate that he feared being harmed.
It's as if they let him in on purpose.
The police allow the crowd to pass. At 2:38 p.m., a woman with a sock hat and a camera with a sound recording device attached to it films police as they allow people to enter.
See, this is why the mainstream media is about to die out eventually, because They love to suppress information and just only show you what they want you to see. However, now that we have the internet, and I'm sure they created the internet so it could be the curse for us, but no, baby, it's a gift and a curse depending on how you use it. And right now, it looked like they're the ones being cursed. This is just outrageous. This footage I've never seen before. You let me know in the comments if you've seen this footage right here, or if you know anyone who was out there on January 6th.
A steady stream of individuals passed by police as they stand aside without deterring protesters for several minutes.
I don't see any chaos yet. I wonder what the sound is though. I want to see, I want to hear what's going on. Okay, we got people leaving. Some more coming in.
At 2:40 p.m., police stopped the protesters to speak to them again. At 2:44 p.m., a police officer in the bottom of the screen can be seen speaking to the officers in front of him and pulling them away, indicating to the crowd that they are allowed to enter. The officers then turn their backs to the crowd, which indicate that they did not possess fear of the protesters. The officers then escort the crowd into the interior of the Capitol.
They ain't show this on the news. Oh, you know, they just showed someone getting pew-pewed and...
They set us the fuck up. That's what they did. They set up 64. Oh, absolutely. And then they asked y'all to come 2 hours later. They set us up. They needed everybody right away. Nah, right away. They set us the fuck up. So nah, we ain't got shit. We ain't got no motherfucking shit. They set us the fuck up. Take this motherfucker. Shit.
I'm hot. Here, you need water? Nah, here.
That guy with the bullhorn, he went to jail. He was like the most famous one out of this whole ordeal.
At 2:47 p.m., police wearing yellow gear closed the doors. Police presence then increases and no more individuals.
January 6th, 2021. Washington, D.C. The U.S. Capitol building. An event that has been reported on more than any other in modern history. Despite excessive coverage, articles, books, documentaries, and congressional inquiries, many details about the timeline of events that day remain unknown to the public. Understanding what actually happened on January 6th without bias and with as much context as possible is extremely difficult. News organizations and mass media have controlled the story of that day. Big tech and social media companies have censored, shadow banned, and deplatformed eyewitness accounts, which further skews and misrepresents the truth from that day. Many of us still do not know the names of those who were killed at the Capitol and the causes of their deaths. This video seeks to create a thorough and truthful timeline of the events of January 6th, while shedding light on unheard stories, unseen footage, and new details. When facts are cherry-picked for the sake of political narratives, we the people suffer. Truth, not agenda, is the motivation for this timeline.
So now you see, with all this being said, you should understand what Mark Zuckerberg was trying to explain, right? You see what the article just said right now, how they were suppressing all of the witnesses, right? All of the eyewitnesses that were there and were posting videos and saying, look, this is what really happened. Yes, they got suppressed, they got shadow banned. You understand? This is how they do. I hope we stop calling a lot of these things conspiracy theories, because if not, then you're just not trying to think critically for yourself. All you're doing is spewing what the machine is telling you to say. You're not thinking for yourself. You're just an NPC. With that being said, go in the comments, run it up, flood it up. Let me know your thoughts on this right here. I really think that the government, they really playing with us. You understand? The same way how you have Crips versus Bloods. Let me break something down for you. Most people will say, oh, look, listen, they're not for you. You know what I mean? You got to save yourself. That is true. You do got to save yourself. However, you do have the Democrats against the Republicans. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking the actual ones in Senate. They go to war with each other. They have issues with each other. The same way the Crips don't like the Bloods and the Bloods don't like the Crips and they go to war. Yes, it's political beef. I need to keep your head on a swivel. Don't sleep. They use us. We are just the pawn. See you guys on the next one. Don't forget, if you like reactions like this, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell.